subscribers. Thank you for coming back, and thank you for my newcomers. Make sure you subscribe and like. Today I'm coming to you with a video about women not wanting to have kids, or just people in general that decided to not have kids. I know it can be kind of like a conflict, just if you bring that up like within a group or around your family. They're like, what? Like, who does that? Who decides to not have kids? Well, it indeed is becoming a thing, especially within the millennial circle. A lot of people are deciding not to have kids, and I want to go down a list why I personally am contemplating not really having kids. I don't want to tell my age exactly, but I'm in my late 20s right now, and I've been contemplating not having kids. And I say that solely because sometimes I do feel a bit selfish, being that my mom do want grandchildren, but I know that I'll be the one that has to take care of the child. So that being the sole reason, it's solely up to me. And I'm going to go down the line. So the first thing that's like a con, I have all cons. I don't have pros. The big pro, I guess, for, you know, like having children and things of that sort is children are a blessing, and they could be a joy to be around. I love children. I love kids. I love being around them. I love, you know, making up activities and things of that sort. But the thought of bringing them home and just like a routine, I don't know if I'll ever be ready to do that. But number one is the financial aspect of having children. The U.S. news states that it's $13,000 per year spent raising a child alone, not to mention the expensive child care. The child care right now is almost like a mortgage. So I just can't fathom having to do that. Me myself, I am a huge bill, so I just can't wrap my mind around taking care of a child as well. And I ultimately want to have a husband when I do decide to have a child. So taking care of my husband and my child, let alone myself, and, you know, keeping a sane mind, that could be a bit much. And a lot of people are afraid to, you know, kind of admit it, especially first-time moms. But I believe that God put me in this position to where I can see some people that I'm related to and some people that I'm friends with. They just seem like they are really, not to say that it's not, they don't have like joyous moments, because of course they do, and they share those with me, and it melts my heart. But they also have those really tough, bad days to where they feel like they're losing themselves, and they're trying to climb back up the ladder to, you know, just find themselves again and find out what they like. They forgot what they even like. Like, I just don't want to lose that. And then I guess the second one is losing your creative side. It can pretty much diminish for like a certain amount of time, being that all your attention is set on the child, whereby you have to ultimately, like I said, find yourself again. And that can be a lot for certain people, because I guess for some artsy and creative people, we get our momentum and, you know, that tenacity and just the will to go on throughout life, be it any distractions that's surrounded by us. That creative side is kind of what gives us the will to, you know, keep going. And for some people to lose that, and you feel like you're kind of stagnant and stuck in the house, you can't do anything, you can't travel, it's just, I'm sorry, a bit of a burden. Probably, I don't know, but for me solely, I would say that it would probably be a burden for me. right now in my life, and not knowing that the things that I like to do, it would kind of be a burden. And on top of that, the next one would be putting your dreams on hold. And with me still being in my 20s, I'm still figuring myself out, and I would hate to step into motherhood and I have not even halfway found myself out as far as like the things that I really want to take hold of, and my long-term goals and things of that sort. I just don't want to be responsible for a child, and I'm kind of lost myself. That just doesn't really make sense to me. If I was to bring a child into this world, I would want to be the best mother that I can be, and I would solely want to know what I want to do in the world and still be able to further that dream. So yeah, that can be a bit of a bummer. And the next one would be you can't travel as much, because traveling with a kid can be a bit of a task, a huge task, might I add. Most of the people I know with children, they really don't travel with their child as much, especially when a child is younger. And me, like, I have a 9-to-5 job also, and I love to travel. I love to see new things. I love to experience new things, and I rarely get to do that more than 3 times a year right now, being that I still work a 9-to-5. And just for that to be cut short, just like no travel at all, for a certain amount of time, I just wouldn't like that. It would just I don't want to speak that up on me, but I would probably be a bit depressed. Like, I know that I would probably go through postpartum depression, because I don't know, it would just feel like I'm in a slum or something. I don't know. But also the next one is your relationship pretty much takes a backseat. Yeah, especially when you're pregnant, all those hormones getting bottled up, and you know, a pregnant woman can be, you know, I can't thoroughly explain it because I've never been pregnant, but for the men that kind of explains that, they kind of like, okay, what do you want, what do you need, okay, I'm gonna do that right now, and I'm gonna stay out of your way. So your relationship kind of takes a back seat, and especially once the child comes. If you're in a honeymoon stage with your husband or your significant other, things can kind of slow down a lot, and sometimes it can dampen your relationship, or sometimes it can build it. You never know. But for most people that I know, the relationship kind of gets a little bit worse before it gets better. And yeah, that's another con. So and another one is you will be responsible for another human being. That's a lot. That's a lot. So I don't know, just being responsible for myself. I just want to do all that I can. I want to be all that I can be the best person that I could possibly be, and just surpass all my goals. And just me thinking about raising a child and trying to be, what can I say? Trying to be that woman that my child looks up to. It's like big shoes to fill. And yeah, it takes a lot of will and tenacity to do that. So yeah. And then another, well, the last reason why I kinda am contemplating not having kids is because I am the oldest of 5 siblings, and I pretty much help my mom with my siblings from 5th grade on up until like a few years ago. And that was, I won't say, well, I was about to say I won't say it was a lot, but I'm not gonna lie, sometimes it was a lot. And dang it, I can't even hardly pronounce the word that I just looked up, but it's a word, parentified, or it's something like that for kids that kind of took over that motherly world some way somehow, as far as like with their siblings and helping their mom. I didn't know that that was actually a thing. I just saw some videos on YouTube about that, and it's some people that's still trying to get over that, and it's a big reason why some people decide not to have children, just because they held their role as like a second mom almost, helping with their siblings. And now when it's time to be an adult and you have this big amount of freedom, you don't really want to be held down again and, you know, be a mother, and you already felt like you've been someone's mother a few times. Even though I do have a motherly instinct, very much so. I know how to take care of babies. It's pretty much second nature for me, and I love that about myself. But I also know, me personally, I love my personal space. I love being by myself. Sometimes I can be what can I say, I can be very introverted, but when I'm around people, I can be very outgoing as well. But there comes a time limit where I'm like, okay, it's time to go. I gotta go home. I gotta reset. And I love to come home and reset for a specific amount of time. And if I don't get that, I just, I don't know. But yes, that's about it that's on this list as far as why I'm contemplating not having children. So tell me, if you all are contemplating not having children, tell me why or why not you're making this decision, and come back and subscribe and like. Thank you guys. Bye bye.